Jeremy, aka DFS Dudes. We're here to present you our NBA Live segment for Thursday, January 3rd. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. If you haven't went and came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel and Draftkings cash lineups. And we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. So, hey, how you doing out there, Jeremy?
What's up, man? Get into some news just really quick. Do a quick recap. Kyle Lowry has officially been ruled out. Rudy Gay is now listed as probable and will play tonight. So those are two big things that we need to see how that was going to go. But other than that, man, 3-game slate, pretty straightforward as far as the value that's out there. And then there's a lot of different ways you can go.
Yeah, man. I mean, the biggest question on the night obviously is it worth paying up the $13,000 for James Harden? I think that's the ultimate question that everybody's really asking themselves on this slate. Would you agree?
And I'm going to answer by saying this. This is not a cash game slate, so you don't have to make that decision. The decision you have to make is the exposure percentage that you want to them and however many lineups you're going to play today. So, if you're going to play 10 lineups today and you want to have exposure to Harden, the decision you have to make is how many of those 10 do you want to have exposure to him in. I would say if you're going to play 10 lineups, you probably want to get a minimum of 30% exposure to Harden. We don't know. It's one of those slates where everybody's asking that question. So until lock, you kind of don't know where he's going to be, and you've got to hedge each way, right? You've got to make sure that you've got some balanced lineups in that mix. You got to make sure that you've got probably some stars and scrubs in that mix. And in those stars and scrubs, some with Harden, some without.
Yeah, no, for sure. Then, I got a quick question. I just quickly asked you about it, and then we kind of went away from it. Bro, but everybody and their mother is on Paul Millsap. I don't understand why. Do you got any reasoning for me behind that?
I mean, Millsap played 14 minutes. There's some uncertainty here, and the thing that doesn't help is, when this game locks, and then or when the slate locks, and when this game tips off. And what I mean by that is Gary Harris, right? What does he do to this? Paul Millsap, first game back, he played 14 minutes. How many minutes is he going to play tonight? We don't have any news on saying Paul Millsap's going to get bumped. He's going to play 25 minutes. He's got a 6,000 plus price tag. It's hard for me to load Millsap up not knowing what to expect out of Millsap tonight from a minute standpoint. And then Harris was cleared. I believe he did not play in the game he was cleared for against the Knicks, but you got to believe he's playing tonight. We've got him projected in the starting lineup right now. So, what does that do to the situation? How many minutes is he going to play? If he's not on a minutes limit, what does that do to a guy like Torrey Craig and those guys? So there's just, I hope to get some news in the next 25 minutes before I make the final run through on my lines. But right now it's an easier question for me to answer to get exposure to James Harden than it is to say how much Millsap am I going to play.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I just wanted, like I said, man, like it was popping up in a lot of lineups. I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? So that's why I was just trying to see if you had any news that I didn't have about the Paul Millsap situation. But once again, though, just like we talked about earlier, this isn't a cash game slate. So my recommendation is do not play cash games. Get a couple different variations of some lineups and kind of go about it that way. Yeah, man. So, any questions you guys got, definitely hit us in the comment section. We will get to those questions as quickly as possible. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm ready to get up out of here. I'm not trying to be quick, so definitely drop us with the questions in the comment section down below. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to run the optimizer. I'm curious to see what the optimizer has. I haven't looked at it yet. We still got 45 minutes before lock. So, yeah, man, the optimizer, it has Van Fleet, Murray, Rivers, Harden. So they're trying to force Harden in there. Bertans and Rudy Gay, Green, Aldridge, and Monroe. The thing about Monroe is, man, if he's going to get minutes, then we got to like him. But, it's like all about minutes with Monroe. I don't know how much I really trust that particular situation. I don't know. We'll see. I'm waiting. Like I said, I usually run the lineups about 15 minutes before lock, try to get the last news that we possibly can. So yeah, man. I mean, anything that you really got to say? You want to comment about what's going on tonight, or I mean, we got no questions. We can just get out of here. I mean, if there's no questions.
So it looks like they've said they're going to bring Millsap along slowly. So if he played 14 minutes, can you expect 20 minutes from him tonight? I think that's fair. Between if he played 14, everything looks to be on track for him. I can't see a scenario where they go 14 to 30, right? I just can't see that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a rough one, especially with Plumlee. Plumlee's played solid. Plumlee's always played solid, right? He's always played solid there. So, what does that do to Jokic? What does it do? It's a tough situation, especially without any news.
Yeah, for sure. So I reran the optimizer. I was just curious of what came up. This line is actually really, really fire right here. So when I just did a update came through right now. So you got Curry, Fox, James Harden, Rivers, Bertans, Gary Harris, Green, PJ Tucker, and Monroe. I think it's a really, really good GPP lineup. But hey, it goes back to us saying that we don't think it's a very much of a cash game slate. And therefore, you do want to take some risk where you're stacking, a bunch of really good players, get some low-end players, and if they go off, and then some of them may actually be low-owned. Like a Greg Monroe's probably going to be lower-owned. Especially a Gary Harris, we talked about at 4,800 is probably going to be low-owned. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little excited for tonight. I think tonight's going to be fun, and the games are going to be pretty good to watch as well.
Yeah, obviously the narrative game, and then anytime Houston and Golden State get together, it's always entertaining.
Who do you think wins that game?
Golden State.
Golden State gets them, hands down?
The calendar flips over. This is we're on the side of the season where they want to win it. They want to win another ring, and I think they turn it up a notch.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Over under Harden to hit 5 times value today. It's 65 fantasy points. Over or under. James Harden has 65 fantasy points tonight.
I'm gonna go.
65.
I'm gonna go under.
Under, okay. How about one more guy? Kevin Durant. A lot of people are on Kevin Durant tonight, even though I like Steph Curry more. So his price tag's 10,000. You need 50 for value. Over or under 50 on Kevin Durant.
Under.
Last question, and I'll leave you alone. Do you like Kevin Durant or Steph Curry more with the $300 different price tag?
Steph Curry.
Okay. Cool. I mean, you answered the questions that I had for you, definitely. So yeah, man. I think
I think part of that too has to do with the fact that I'm a tournament player. I see a lot of the talk today is about Durant. A lot of the sites spitting out lineups are spitting out Durant. Which usually means he'll be higher owned. And you have to take a look at the Chris Paul situation when James Harden's playing point guard. The best defender that they've really got now on the floor with them is PJ Tucker, and PJ Tucker is not gonna guard Steph Curry.
I think he doesn't really have. He put on Durant actually.
Huh?
I think he can be put on Durant.
Right, but my point is their best defender is PJ Tucker. Right.
That's against Durant. Yeah, no, I get you completely. Definitely get you. So, hey, bro, you ready to get up out of here?
Let me ask you a question. Does it look like the league has stopped calling a few of these James Harden flops?
Not really. I think last game, I think he had 27 free throws.
Yeah.
27 free throws in a game, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, and that's the thing in this game that's going to determine if he gets, the over under.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a Draymond Tech show where Draymond gets ejected in this one because he's hot headed because Harden's getting the line and getting every call in the world? It's in Oakland, so I kind of got to lean with the home team on this one. Go with Vegas. I think that Harden has a solid night, but I think they lose by 15.
Okay. And yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be fun. And last question, bro. I mean, how owned do you think Austin Rivers is gonna be? 85% owned or not that high?
In tournaments?
Yeah, just in general. I think a lot of people are really going to shy away from cash games and going to play more tournaments tonight. But he's just so cheap, and he has an upside. The minutes are there. 65 maybe in tournaments.
I mean, there was some guys was it last night? Rozier was, I think, 70% owned in tournaments last night that I was in.
He was 95 in cash.
So, I mean, that was a full slate with an obvious play, and he was that owned. I don't know if that's one of the higher owned players I've seen in tournaments. Last night, Rozier, I was pretty shocked at 70. If Wiggins is higher than that, I'd be shocked.
But honestly, though, I think the reason Rozier was higher and Austin Rivers may not be as high is because Austin Rivers has been getting these minutes the past 3 games, and he hasn't really shown the upside. I mean, he's pretty much hitting you almost value, but he's not showing upside. Compared to Terry Rozier, people seen him last year. He was a $6,500, almost $7,000 player when he was starting, and he had massive upside. So when they got him yesterday on a buy low opportunity of only $4,300, like it was the absolute most obvious spot with upside. Does that make sense, though?
No, that's exactly it. And that's why we said on the video yesterday, don't get cute and start thinking you have to go with Jaylen Brown over Marcus Smart and all this other stuff. Just play Rozier, man, and move on.
Yeah, no, he was the guy. And that's why I said I'm not saying that, Austin Rivers is going to have a monster game today, but I just think he's the obvious. You put him in there, he's going to be crazy high owned, and if he doesn't work out, he's going to be your drop spot, is what I really think about when I think about Austin Rivers tonight.
Salary saver.
Exactly, because everybody wants to get the Hardens, wants to get all the, Houston guys in, the Kawhi Leonards, the DeRozans. There's a lot of guys you want to try to fit in, so you got to try to find the value. He's the obvious value play for sure. So, hey, we got no questions coming in. I think I'm about to ready to get out of here. You ready to get out of here?
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, thank you guys very much for checking out this video. Obviously, today we didn't have as much questions as usual. Usually it's tonight it's a small slate. A lot of people are just taking the night off. I absolutely don't blame you. Today's a night where you can sit down and watch a couple good games, but DFS-wise, GPP only, throw a bunch of lines in a tournament and kind of move on. Anyways, hey, thank you guys for checking this out. Thank you for helping me out with this, Jeremy. Good luck on you guys' contest tonight. And hey, man, we're out of here. Peace out.